So let's discuss Bootstrap spinner controls. So you'll use a spinner normally to indicate that you're loading something. So let's refresh this page because I have this set on a timer of 6 seconds. And we have 3 different loading indicators going on here. So let's just kind of show you how Angular is handling this in the background. I'm hooking into the on-init lifecycle hook, just doing a timer, subscribing to that for 6 seconds, and setting the value to hidden once it's done. That's what's going on here. Every time you reload, this will reset. So kind of the first thing to note here, here's our spinner class, the first one up here with the border. We had to style it with a larger size, otherwise it's going to, let's show you the default here real quick. It's a little bit smaller, and you can basically figure out what size you want. I made this a little bigger just for effect. We have 2 different kinds. We have a spinner border, spinner row. We also set this to the center just because it doesn't look quite as well. If it's off to the left side, we'll show that. So there would be the left side, there would be the right side. So you can style this as you see fit. Go ahead and add that back. And whenever it's done here on these bigger controls, we have the whole div set to hidden, and on the button, we added this to the button right here. We moved the ngIf onto the actual spinner control to get rid of it. And this span here is just for assisted technologies to know what's going on, because they can't really figure out what a spinner control is with the assisted technologies. So we can do a couple extra things besides the border and besides the grow. We can do text primary. That would just be a blue color. So all your text colors you can choose from. There's warning, secondary, whatever classes you want to do, you can basically set those. If you put it in a border, it's going to figure out the color of the button. In this case, it's a primary button, so it's blue with white text. So that's why you got a white spinner here. You don't have to set that. But we set this one to small size. You can do small or large, or just take this out, and you'll have the typical spinner size. So let's kind of show you what this looks like, the normal size. As this loads, it'll be a little too big for this button, so that's why we made it a small. So if you're going to use a button, unless you're going to oversize the button, it's good to make this small. And here on the button, we're binding to the is hidden disabled. So as you see, whenever it's loading, it's not disabled. And right now it is, it basically is disabled. So you can see that's the disabled look. So these are kind of the cases you'd want to use the spinner, either for the button or for just kind of like a page load. If you're loading a bunch of components and you're doing a service call and you're waiting for it to come back to load all your data so you can generate all the controls. That's kind of how you handle that, and we'll go over that later videos whenever we start really getting into Angular. Just kind of know that this is kind of the look for a spinner if you need it for a button or you need it for a page, and that you can do various different colors. And if you go to the spinner class here, there's some colors up here. So we have various different colors: primary, secondary, success, danger. So you can add all of these in there and get various different effects. Same thing with the spinners here. Change your size. If you want much larger size than the large size, and we'll just show you what large is over here. You can see that's kind of a large size. So we wanted a much bigger one. So you're going to need to use this style width for rim, height for rim, basically to get the width and the height of the spinner. So that's how you'd size it for much bigger controls for, say, just loading up a whole container, which would be why you maybe want to have this spinner this big on the center of the page. So I hope that kind of demystifies spinners. If you like what I do, subscribe, comment, whatever. We'll get back with you. Thanks.